When the crisis started and we started having accidents, even on hospitals, you knew that there was something wrong about. How means that they didn't care about the sick people of our society, because we have had people who have died because either because it was a ghost town day, a Monday, or the road was not passing, and nobody cares about it, and they are not in a position to address the issue. I have not heard a case whereby it is a ghost town day on a Monday and they are taking somebody to the hospital and they have helped the sick person to the hospital. First of all, they keep on saying that the hospitals are even owned by the colonizers or by the Republic. So what alternative are they giving the people? Because you cannot refuse the people the basic needs and then you don't give them an alternative which they can rely on. For what reason did they start it? Where are we now with what we say with the idea? And where are we going to? I mean, I think that we need to ask some fundamental question. Who are those who are blocking the route? Are they Anglophones? Because it's another question we should ask. It gives us reason to believe that they are not even Anglophones. Because if they're real Anglophones, putting your own people in this kind of suffering makes us believe that those who are doing are not Anglophones. Are they Anglophones? If they are not Anglophones, who are they? If they are Anglophones, what is their motive? What is the motive of blocking the road? Are you blocking the road for Yaoundé? Yaoundé there is feeling fine. People are living their lives in Yaoundé, and you are there in Dop, blocking the road, thinking that you are punishing somebody in Yaoundé. Just as foolish as when Macron came to Cameroon, people organized a ghost town in Bamenda when Macron was in Yaoundé. So that is why I'm saying that we need a strategy. We have gone out of our own strategy. We are falling short of our ideas, and I think that sometimes when you go for hunting and you realize that you are out of your breath, you can no more run, go back home. Go back home. Do not continue. I'm saying that if we have reached a point where the crisis is above us, we are not able to achieve what you started or what they started, I think it's wise for them to make a U-turn.
Okay, let's look at the achievements so far. What have we achieved with the roadblock gate? What have we actually achieved? Have we won the attention of the international community, because you say it is to show that we're in control? But at this time, 7 years, the economy is down because the objective was also economic sabotage. But it is the economy of the people that is down as we speak. And
I mean, what is the achievement? The achievement to me, I'll say some few, that it has actually exposed us to that saying, the Francophones saying that we are the gauchers. Gaucher means those who think in the left, and it is true. It has shown that we think in the left because there is no strategy. We started something that we couldn't end, and we have seen the way it is turning on around. Secondly, the achievement is that it has helped us to trust the military more, because let me tell you, when I live here and I'm going to Bamenda, or I'm going past Bamenda, I trust where there is a military more than where there are the boys. I mean, that's why I feel more secure.
Yes.
I mean, I'm safe. I feel safe where I'm going to meet the military than I'm going to meet the boys. So this is one of the achievements I've had, that we trust the military more. And the third achievement I would say is that we have learned to know that Anglophones are their own enemies. That if we fight amongst ourselves, this crisis has exposed a lot of things, because there has been a lot of score settling. A lot of people have died in this war because of jealousy, because you felt they were prospering, you were not prospering, and now it is an opportunity for you to get. I mean, it has made us to understand how some people have black hearts and how they can revenge things that people didn't do. And it has also helped us to know that we cannot stand alone. That's one achievement. It has helped us, the government, of course, to know that Anglophones cannot stand alone. Why am I saying so? How many leaders we have in the Anglophone crisis? We have about, I don't know, they are countless. How many generals do we have who didn't have the training? How many those different fighting groups? How many do we have? So many. No coordination from anybody. Anybody inflicting his own. It means that what? Those who stand in Dop and say that there's a roadblock are not the very people who stand en route to Mbengui, are not the very people who stand en route to Fundong. Means that you stand anyway and you inflict your own pains that you want to inflict on your people. You don't care. Now, it has also taught us that we have to live together. because many Anglophones who were not used to the Francophone section now want to come to the Francophone section, and now it appears as if they live more happily with their Francophone brothers than they are in the Anglophone region. And I like the way that the Francophones have received the Anglophones, because I think that it has shown that we can rebuild this Cameroon and live together. And that those who started agitating, we have had a lot of groups that were coming, the NCNC and all of those things that were coming up, and those are people who have gone under this issue of the Anglophone crisis and are flaming it. And they think that because they are, some of them are going on self-exile, and they think that it is in doing this that they are going to have the leeway to come back to Cameroon. I think that we have to come back to reason, as somebody has said. Do we love ourselves? Do Anglophones really love themselves? If you love yourselves, then I don't think that what is happening in the Anglophone region now is not supposed to happen, because you know where the military is. Like somebody said, you see the military barracks here, and you see the separate, and that is why this is a cause for concern for the general who is in charge of this in the Northwest and Southwest. That I've realized that once the military, you send a battalion there and those more than 2 weeks or 2 months, for example, now you are creating more chaos, because they get used to the guys. And I don't want to say untold things that we are hearing. We are hearing horrible stories, because we are not only blaming the separatists, even the military too. Some of them have their blames. They are not out to fight the war. They are out to have their own gains and to make their own revenue from what is happening. But we are saying that there is no way in which you will thrive on the blood of people. No ambition, no greed should lead you to walk or to swim in the blood of an individual, because you will never enjoy that. You know, there's what we call a boomerang in life. You think that you are thriving on somebody else's sweat on blood. It comes back to you sooner or later. And I believe in, some people say that it is after this life. I believe in that payment here in life. And these are brothers and sisters. We need to keep on sensitizing them. Somebody has sent a message and said they are illiterate. But if they are really illiterate, then we need to talk to them. That once you touch somebody's blood, you kill by spilling blood. There is one thing that you will never escape from it, is that blood that will haunt you. And that is what is happening. So I think many of them are dying, and they do not know why they are dying. Yeah, so I think we need to.
But you say killing, they will not say it as killing. They will tell you that it's an act of self-defense. There is a guy who was just killed today in, yes, they'll say it's act of
self-defense.
They sat and they were imposed, what was imposed on them?
Well, people say it's act of self-defense. It's self-defense when you think that self-defense should be with the military. Because since this crisis started, I have not heard a civilian going to attack. Well, the only thing civilians will do is, like those mothers in Bamaki will go out and march and say, oh, those are excesses. They are marching with their things and going around and saying, please, those are excesses we don't want. If you are killing in self-defense, it should be a military that you are killing, not a civilian. Because I don't know of civilians that are having guns. And they are the military that come to attack you, and if you, fire back, perhaps you are killing in self-defense. Not that, like the example you are quoting in Bamenda. didn't see that guy. They killed him in the shop. How was it a self-defense? How did that guy attack them? So those, these are some of the things that, and like the SDA will sing, when I go kill with tire. Yeah. That is the thing. This is the same thing that's applying to us. You want to kill all the Anglophone simply because someone has come and told you that this one has reported. And like somebody said already, and was so interesting, that these guys, as they come for the civilians, when they see the military, the running that they take, it is more than they fear the military more than even. So you are working with guns instead of standing up and fighting with the military. When you hear they are coming, just the sound of the vehicle, you run into the bush. And they are the civilians that you come for to say that this one is a black leg, this one is this. You went and reported us. Yes, they reported you. Stand and fight with the people. You said you want to fight. You said you want to gain an independence. An independence is only fought. Political independence is not given on a platter of gold. Political independence is given through fighting and serious fighting. And therefore, you cannot go and hide under the banana sucker and then looking on only the weaker vessel, and then you say you're fighting for a political independence. It can never work. So that is why I'm saying that when you go for hunting and you realize you have gone out of breath, go back home and rethink before you go back the next day. I think that we have gone out of breath in the Anglophone crisis, and it's high time we say that we didn't mean it. We were just joking. We have surrendered.
But we are saying that The Anglophone crisis was that if the first president is this, let the second be this. I'm sure Doctor will agree with me.
Yeah.
And that English and French should be given equal status. There are so many reasons for the crisis. The reasons are genuine. But now, when the crisis needs to be transformed to rape your own parents, to have people like Christian Cardinal to be may so rest in perfect peace, being picked by his own children and molested. When you have people like Ni John Fundi, may so rest in perfect peace, being picked and molested. When you have people like Senator Regina Munzi being picked and molested, you ask yourself, look at the phone of it's Bambala, I'm sure, who was just released recently, who had spent close to 18 months with you people. You're asking yourself that, how does this send a message to Yaoundé? Because your target is La République. When you now make people to pay from 3,000 to 16,000 or to 20,000, how does Yaoundé suffer the effect? I have friends. We are in Douala. I have friends of French instruction that when you finish a panel like this, they tell you openly, "À la fin qui souffre, c'est vous."
Okay, we still have persons who will say, "No, let us value human life." Now, this other guy says, since the military came, the guys have fled. So, what you are blocking the road against who when the military is there?
That is a question that we sought to, because it was a question I was asking myself before the person from the UK said he wants to preserve life. And I said, but you are blocking the road from your own people, and the military is passing hitch free. And the explanation is given is that when the military is passing, they can easily see. They know that the only car flying the road is the military, that the Amba boy can easily see. As if the Amba boy doesn't even know where the military are found. Those are the people who are having the same route blocks on the same stretch of road. They know where they are. Do they need to see them pass before they know that they're the military? So that is the issue. And you see, from those messages, it's a perfect testimony of the fact that Anglophones have turned their backs. Because when we were the only ones talking here, you see, when we are the ones talking here,
that you selected.
That's right.
I was just reading and reading.
On my phone, some people will call us blacklegs of us that we are supporting just one side of the story. It's good to hear from the Anglophone themselves, because when you sit over there, you think that maybe people don't have the information. We are going on ground. I was in Bamenda last week, and I went to the interior, to the hinterland of Bamenda. I went to a village in Bamenda, and I know the reality of what is happening on the ground. So when we stand here to talk, we are talking about what we are living. It's not what we are hearing. You sit in the UK, in your comfortable zone with your children, going to school, in your air conditioned room, riding your good car, and then you say, an Ambazonia. Ambazonia in what? In the sponsorship of Amba separatists. I think that is just all that you can boast of, because people are hanging on something. Some people have gone on self-exile. We don't want to know why some people are over there and sponsoring what is happening here. And if you don't suffer, your mother suffers, or your relative suffers, or the people in your village suffer. We need to care about this. Now, from the testimonials we have had, we have seen that Anglophones are fed up. They are fed up all of this, because they have understood that, the dog that prevented his master, or that protected his master, has turned and beaten him. How does this happen? That the dog protects you and bites you at the same time? The separatists were like the dogs that they stood to preserve us, to defend us. But today, things are not the same. I sleep, I get on to Bamenda, and I fear when I sleep. There's fear in me, because the only fear is that somebody will come in, and the only person who will come in and not ask a question is an Ambazonian fighter. Because even when it's a military, when they kill you, at least they ask a question. But these people, they don't ask a question. All they tell you is, we have heard that you receive calls every day of people calling you and say they have heard that you are not supporting the fight. They have heard that you are a black. They have heard that this. This is the way they do their conclusion. And we are saying that this is not where we were heading to. We have simply missed our route, and that we are at the crossroads. And we need either soothsayers or spiritualists to tell us the right road to go. And we have known the right road to go. And the right road to go is that we knew that where we were coming from was a wrong place.
Yesterday, I be tell una how our struggle is will be destroyed by hard lines. Blindly, whether knowingly or not, some person today no be talk say no be no. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I tell una, I bring detailed investigation about the burning of the house of Barclays. Detailed report for show una how it put our whole struggle at risk. And I tell una say, people the way they play with this struggle, they go make and we go lose all our boy them. Yesterday, General Tiger and his second in command, General Beast, they ran be ambushed and be killed by the terrorist occupation forces of La République du Cameroon. Our heart goes out to them. We pay tribute to General Tiger. Now a big leader. Now one of the biggest leader that will get them for inside Bamenda. When you go for Bafude for inside Mezam. There is no number two when it comes for leadership skills. Person way the rally boy they will fight. Even in terms of the weapons and way he get them. General Tiger, now a very big general who get them for inside Amazonia. He don't fall as a result of something where it be preventable. When we put out message and people then they will they specialize only for neutralize those messages, to dilute those messages without thinking about the consequences of what we are putting forth to our people, without thinking about the impact of what we do for our people. I hope by now they will realize themselves, but they will never, because we know that people like that, they never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity. So wait till it happen, I say wait. La République du Cameroon, they don't go catch the surviving fighter where he run with bullet and partially burn from the attack where they go attack Barclay to see house for inside Bamenda, Bonham. They don't go catch the soldier when a barefoot boy. The boy, you know, carry La République, go show them, come where come out for day for my 90 where they come out for they can attack the house, burn the house. He carry them, go show you open to people the way he know say, first way go them for day, that for the way they go catch them. He don't carry them, go give them the head for General Tiger and the second in command, the Beast. They don't carry the boy, he go back. From which would I hear the boy he did for inside La République, the custody, for airport, they take care for you, they give you treatment. Because they know say a truth of intelligence where they don't get them. So I will put out a warning again. The barefoot fighter, will be come up for my 90. He comes say that the one can attack house for inside Bamenda, they end up killing each other. He did for inside La République their hand. I be tell you now, from the beginning, say when we do something where it be wrong, even the gods will fight against you. There is no way you can use lie or you can use manipulation to win. It does not happen. Because as Nigerian people they talk, there is God who when I talk say me them go ban John Fundi how, me them ban John Fundi area. Threaten not be only the John Fundi cops, when I threaten even the family members. So you don't go ban John Fundi, Iberia for Bamenda. Talk to me, then target people, punish people, then go after people, the way they facilitate the burial of John Fundi. Now, the soldier, the way they don't carry it upon themselves now to take advantage, for that law we don't put away, it first of all be wrong law. They don't go now to take opportunity, go enter for the pie compound. Now, for carry people, they cackle them. All those cackle, the way they carry them now, pure act of robbery, not be still anything to do with our fight. You not even touch now that the target where they target them, now the property is the inside target now the innocent thing and the way they live for that compound. What did that happen for them? Only that soldier them, they don't turn to shoot themselves for inside the house. We don't lost soldiers, we don't lost AK-47. Una de una for the diaspora, una shidon una no go even care or even investigate about which will happen because one is bad. We are not going to even call on this time against our Bamenda brigade, our brave ADF soldier. We are not going to talk against it. This one, no blinking, I have a true, we stand with this action. We are going to shut down quiet because it be convenient for una. But for the life of those soldiers, they are the hope for Amazonia. They are our own treasure. You are playing a game with their life. And you don't care about them. You don't love our people. You claim to love our people, but you are using this struggle for yourself. You support people based on their group, not because you think that what they are doing is right. Even when you know and you see the effect on the ground. This is pure witchcraft that we must stop. This boy, they don't go for that, for go fight for that, for go one person in the house. They don't die for inside. They don't lost AK-47. Now 4 soldiers in that for inside very tough group. The best of the best soldiers they don't die for inside fire, for no nothing. Now God of the land, he don't burn them in that way. What did that happen? The one way they don't catch him, where he don't come up and go take treatment, they don't catch him. Now he don't go bring now General Tiger. General Tiger and the Beast, they don't die. Now when I feel now who they don't kill this soldier them. Now La République, una don't facilitate them. Una own dullness. Una don't become so addicted to una own groupism. With the life of our people, they don't matter again for una life. The life of those soldiers that they claim so that they support them. it no matter. When they fight for which independent. If the people already fight for the independent, will not even care. We need to put them primary concern. I be tell una Ambazonia, say now only this type of stupidity in the name of hardline, it will make them we will lose all of our best unit them. By the time I want clear, the opportunity for we to even get something for the Republic, it would not pass. And I'm tell una the danger. I don't get no interest to fight any Ambazonia. I meet up the person at Usai. Of course, I will reply when person he attack me or they try to blackmail me, but I will reply by telling only the truth, because that is who I am. It defines me. That is who I am. But what I am telling you, my people, this is the reality. It is not politics. If we do not stand right now to make some concession, we will lose everything, including our identity and our independence. The only way we can protect and save our independence is to make concession now. The concession will help us for two things. It will attract, it is the only way. Nobody can show any other way. If there is another way, let the person come up and show it. This is the only way we can first of all regain international sympathy and support of the international community. Without this way, we will not have it. This is certain. If somebody have another objective, the idea that we can fight for 7 years again and get back to where we were before, it is possible. Those are possibilities, but the chances to get back to that same strength is very slim because of our own wickedness. When A want to raise fund, we will go and attack it. The projects we already have for our countries, right now we can defeat the Republic, but we cannot implement those policies simply because we are too divided, and that is the reality of our struggle. We must accept that we are divided and we will never be united. We can only be united by the enemy or the international community, as it happens in all the times we have come together since the end of Skakuf. Even within Skakuf, when independence was declared, that was when the division started, because some people think that other people have secured their own place of dominance. So this is the reality. We must make this concession to attract the international community. Even if you are a hardline and you are an objective person, this is the right thing to do, because this is the only way we will get La Republic to discuss the root causes. They will never come to discuss it. They don't want to discuss it. The international community have already exposed the plan of La Republic, that the hardliners do not even want us to have even a special status. As soon as they discover that they have won militarily, they will neutralize that special status by declaring other regions in La Republic du Cameroon as special status regions. And that is what the new president in Cameroon will likely do, and there will be almost no ability for us to fight back. We must fight with the proper political objective. When we fight now, say we want not only independence. Now Paul Biya they get the advantage, because Paul Biya they tell the international community, say the people in this way they want they not only independent. He tell the people, they say these people they want not only independent. Now either one or against. So any man where you support them, the man where you support Cameroon in division. He rally people them behind it, he rally the international community behind it. No matter which one I think as Amazonia, this is the reality of the war. Because when you are weak, even in Ukraine, the international community is telling Ukraine you must think about possibility to negotiate even Crimea, even when they know that international law does not permit them to do that. So we must know how to position ourselves in a smart way to attract the international community. Even if we get to that negotiation table, we succeed to establish the facts in the international fora that establishes our right as a people. It will benefit even those who are in hardline group. This is the right thing to do. This is the only thing to do, because if we do not do this thing, we want to follow stupidity. By the time our eye open, we would have lost all the leverage, which is our fighting forces on the ground. The economic interests that have taken hold of our forces in the ground, majority of them, they have already established themselves in ground 1, ground 2. Amazonia will become like Mexico, where the real people are out of the territory. They just simply come back to cause chaos and go back. And who will be suffering? It is our people who are indigenous of the land who cannot run away. It is the poor people on the street, the poor boy that works farm, the poor mommy who feed the picking and for sell beans, sell cocoa. When are the people that were supposed to fight for them? These are the people we are fighting for them. We are not fighting for the diaspora. Yes, the diaspora wants to get back home, but that is not even the priority compared to those who need to survive. Have you seen the poverty back home? People that work under sun, they don't get even gari for chop up. They feel go crazy because of sun. Place for high for sun, you know they. People that live in town where they don't buy dross. They don't change dross. Now our objective will fight for these poor people. Once in our lifetime, maybe we put our own interests at the back and think about what is good for our people. Do not play games with the life of our people. It is time for us to apply solutions, to bring solutions that are attainable. The time to bring solutions as a means of propaganda is over. That time is over. We cannot say to the international community they don't know what is happening. We cannot pretend to our people why we are saying different things to the international community, because everybody will look at us like people who are fake. When I see the boy that ran die, General Tiger ran die. Any man who know self-defense, will be self-defense, for instance, Bazonia, he will know the loss will get down with General Tiger. No, only General Tiger. He's second in command. He go with he. He never make 2 weeks way. General Laji, he group the block road for instance, for Bafu for day. Back up one command, for Steve General Tiger come, big commander for day 4. And if the world get into a cycle of manageable violence, even if it continues, the Republic is comfortable. Because we are not doing what we're supposed to do. We cannot carry the Haiti solution because of internal dynamics. So, the Republic benefits. The war keeps on going. Paul Biya have justification to remain in power, and the son also have opportunity to remain in power without being contested. They have the opportunity to bring international support for them because they are fighting against terrorism, against Boko Haram. We must be objective. This is not about us. This is not about one group or another. It is about our own people. Our rhetoric matters. The time for engagement have come and have gone. Now, the international community, they are watching and monitoring even our own rhetoric. There are parts of negotiation that our public engagement itself becomes part and parcel of that process. We must define what independence means for our people. To risk everything for life or for death. That should not be the portion of our people, and our people deserve better. None of the people whose job today have become that of opposition, to oppose blackmail, none of them can tell you how they think we can win. I mean, even in their own imagination, they cannot imagine how they think we can win. Because all what we were hoping for, there is no plan or roadmap that any group in Amazonia have had that does not involve the international community. There is none. And those who are telling you to throw away the international community or give up on them, that is already a sign of surrender. Because Amazonia is internationally created. What we are fighting for are all based on international law, international community. Now they will make that resolution or the fight for United Nations. Now then be the international community. So if you don't admit, say you don't get that backing or that possibility to get that backing for the international community for your option, that means you don't tell the people them indirectly, say the roadmap we bring them before, we rely on the international community at the end. That particular roadmap, it don't fail. Let us not jeopardize our leverage. Let us not waste our leverage.